Okay, we're back. The Red Circle Collective interviews continue. And right now I have the beautiful, fantastic, talented Nana with me, who is also a beautiful friend of mine. So, hello, welcome. Tell everybody like who you are, what you do.
Well, I am a mother. I'm going to say that first because the word I am, and I've been changing that, whatever I put after I am, right?
Yeah.
So I am a mother. I do coaching. I call myself a synergy and integration coach.
Mm,
I integrate the feminine and the masculine energies in us that we all have. I also work as an actress. I worked in corporate many, many years ago. Microsoft being the longest one for about 12 years. And that was a shift in lifestyle, career, everything, right? From business to acting first, and then coaching came after.
yeah.
And that's me. I'm a life explorer. I call myself also a life explorer.
Yep. And a fiery and fun. I love you to pieces because we have so much fun whenever we're talking. And
And let me tell the audience this. I know they know this, but I am going to say it. You are one of the smartest, and sorry for all my other friends, but I'm, I'm not kidding. You are one of the smartest and most integrated person.
Hmm.
I like you and I can flow on any topic, any conversation, any depth with such ease. And you make me question things and learn things. So thank you. I mean, it's just an honor to be here doing this with you.
Well, you are so welcome. And we met, because you're also a TEDx speaker.
Oh, I didn't mention that. Yes, I am a TEDx speaker. Yes, and I do speak on stages as well.
Yeah.
So
And that's,
thank you for saying
yeah,
that.
that's how we met, right?
Exactly. You were my coach. You were my brilliant coach. That TEDx, I'm not kidding, came about, and I've told you this thousands of times, and I will die saying this. That TEDx happened the way it did because of you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was brilliant. Well, you're brilliant and like so fun and great at storytelling. So that is one of the ways that that comes about too. So we're clearly fans of each other, which is awesome. And I love it when people that I've worked with become friends. And the whole thing about community is the fact that, I keep telling everybody on these calls, we want to rise up together. We want to actually get to know each other in this collective. We want to use the collective for the whole rising up referrals, recommendations. Some people that I know are actually like doing some accountability things. And so just using the people within in a good way is what community is all about, what the collective is all about. And it's, people are getting kicked out that don't participate. So that's what everybody needs to know is like,
Well, and you and I have talked about this before. It's like, what is the sense of belonging to a community if you're not going to be part of the community, right?
right, if you're just lurking, you're just like, what is it like? Yeah, how many Facebook groups is everybody here? Everybody take a moment and go find out how many Facebook groups you're in. And then I want to know, start getting Xing out of them when you're actually not doing anything in them. 258 Facebook groups. You haven't been in any of them in 6 months or a year. Time to clean that mess up because,
Exactly. And I think this happens in person too, right?
yes,
That's a whole other topic, but it's you go to a place, you go to a networking event, a community, and it's empty.
mm-hmm,
Many times it's just empty space.
yeah, yeah. And if you go with the attitude of like, what can I get versus how can I serve,
Right.
you're probably not using it in the best way that you could. And
Absolutely.
I read something just the other day that I'm still kind of mulling around in my head. Why is it that most of us, when we think of getting more success or being successful, we believe we should be adding things instead of subtracting them?
Wow. I mean, you and I, it's like you do these things to me that, and I'm going to explain what I mean by that. I am an expert on spreading myself thin on a gazillion things.
You and
right?
half the collective. Yes.
Well, I'm glad I'm not alone.
No.
And I'm creative, and I start this and I start that, and life, events, economy put me in a place where it has given me time to focus on one thing.
Mm, yeah.
And it's been a blessing and a super hard thing to do.
Yes.
When and people come and the universe, whatever you want to call it, throws things on me and I go like, wait, 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 focus.
Opportunities.
Yes. So that is happening right now in my life as we speak. I am doing that.
And it doesn't just happen with opportunities because the more successful you are, the more opportunities drop into your lap. Relationships, like we're both kind of been talking a little bit about that just a moment before we started. Relate potential relationships, potential business deals. When I started writing differently on my Facebook wall, got the 4 million plus views or whatever all of a sudden that are showing up. Opportunities started dropping into my DMs, like men, whatever. But the most interesting one was a man who's a very famous documentarian dude. I think you say
Mhm.
that he does documentaries, and he asked me, "Have you ever written for a documentary?" And I'm like, "No, do you think I could?" And he goes, "Absolutely." He goes, he sent me his new documentary and he says, "Tell me what you would do with this." And I told him, I said, "Oh, this is all about love and sex and chemistry. And it's so scientific." I said, "I'd weave a story from one person reading that part of the story into each of these sections so that the listeners would want to hear the continuation of the story." So it's like story, emotion, and then the science, and then the story, emotion, and the science and stuff. And he's like,
I totally see you doing that,
"Yeah." He's
being
like,
able to do it brilliantly.
right. He goes, "That's brilliant. Never thought about that." But here's the deal. If he dropped in and said, "Will you do it?" I would have to go, "Wow, that's an ego trip. That's super cool. And is it lining up with what I'm doing right now? Or does it take me off the road? So many choices, so many choices."
That is exactly where I'm at right now. And I'm, like I said, I'm a coach too, and I'm building a community, and I've been focused on that lately. And
Mhm.
I said, if I want to serve, that is the only thing I should focus on developing right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Right. And it only has to be one thing. The reason that, yeah. So, from a business coaching standpoint, finding your thing and then just basically doing that and only that forever, like that persistence. So the only thing, I've been around for 40 years doing since I was, well, yeah, I was 16 when I started my own business. But the only reason I have longevity is because I'm willing to just do the boring thing. I don't like boring. I'm an innovator. Hello.
My
Hello.
God, yes.
Yes, nobody likes to do the boring, but guess what?
I'm
Boring,
an
boring,
IS.
boring, 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 boring until you can hire somebody to do the boring stuff for you. But you can run $1 million brand by yourself. But most people fail because they get bored and they pivot. Oh, I can try this new sexy thing, try this new sexy thing, try this without ever solidifying the main foundational shit. It's boring as hell.
Do listen. You're talking to me. You're coaching me right now because that has been the story of my life. I've what the life explorer thing,
Yeah.
and it's tied to a gypsy
Yeah.
lifestyle feeling
Mm-hmm.
of loving to
In
start
the
something
flow. Yeah. Right.
and the newness, right? Newness, change. When I was a little girl, we moved, I'm gonna say 14 times by the time I was
Yeah.
12 or 13.
Yeah. You and I doing that. Yeah.
And then it was like new friendships all the time, new schools, new places, new this, new that. So for me, consistency has been a
Mhm.
struggle.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it doesn't have a dopamine hit. I mean, the new stuff has dopamine. And so we're like, "Ooh, this is fun. This is innovative. This is fun. What do you do?" "Oh, no, I do it all. I do it all. I work with everybody." And we can tag this back to the TEDx talks when I help people do a TEDx talk.
Oh, I remember that
Right.
clearly. My God, did we fight? Well, we didn't fight, but like
So,
I resisted. And she's like, one idea,
yeah.
one that all this stuff, you don't have time to develop that. And I'm like, how am I not gonna say that?
I have so much to say, but no, and it's for everybody. And it's like, oh my
No,
God.
and you know what? Now that I think back, when I remember those days of you just trimming that thing down, and focus it, Nana, and focus and take that, and I'm like, oh my God.
Uh,
And then I think today, it's 12 minutes, right? My talk was
yeah,
13. I mean, how in the world did I expect to be able to convey
everything.
hundreds of ideas in 12, 13 minutes? That was such like, I mean, that's like being kind of schizophrenic or something. Because
Well, it's ambitious.
I'm like thinking now, I mean,
Right,
how in the world can you do that? You can't.
right.
And at the same time, in coaching, right?
Yeah.
In my workshops, my first workshops, people would come out overwhelmed.
Yeah, exactly. Like deer in the headlights, like mind blown.
Like they would
Not in a
say,
good way.
this was amazing. I learned so many new
Yeah.
things, but I could feel their overwhelm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was heavy. It was dense because it
Yeah.
was too much.
Right. Yeah. This is a struggle both you and I have had. Like, I mean, I talk about that struggle of just feeling like it's feeling insecure about the value that we're giving, so we have to overload it thinking that more means better, when in reality more does not mean better. It means that people leave so blown out and so full they can't integrate or use anything because they can't remember one simple thing.
Yeah, there's nothing to implement right away, which is like, or get them started because
Right.
they're okay. So where do I start? I gave a talk recently in Santa Monica College, my first talk in a college for college students. I did practice my TEDx talk in front of high school students, I remember. And I was blown away how, because I was saying they're not going to understand what the hell I'm talking about. It was incredible how much they understood
Right.
and it touched them. I had girls come to me at the end crying, thanking me. But anyway, so the talk at Santa Monica, I said, Nana, simple.
Mm-hmm.
First time many of them are going to be hearing about this.
Yeah.
So I did make it very simple. But then my ego got hit.
Yeah.
Because, let me tell you, the person who she didn't hire me, she was the one who contacted me to go speak at the college. She said, and this was like weeks after one day we're talking. She's like, yeah, but I felt it was a bit basic. Now, this is a person who has been in therapy for many, many years. She has
Yeah.
done the work, she has done
Right.
the coaching, she has done the thing. And my ego just went, you see, Nana, you should have put all these things that you
Yeah.
have into
Yeah.
the talk.
Yeah.
But then I talked to another, and I'm actually coaching one of the girls that was present there, big depression and whatever. And they had no idea what I was talking about at first.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in my goal was them.
Yeah. See that the person that told you that it wasn't your audience. So
No,
this
and
is
she was
where
the
like
one who hired me. She was like so interested in it because she knew a lot about it. That's
yeah,
why she hired me.
right.
But
Yeah.
then you see, it's like that struggle that
Mm-hmm.
I go through. I'm going to speak it
Yeah.
self, right? Is like learning this. Okay, where's the person at, and how can I help them where they're at?
Yeah, exactly. We have to meet people where they are. We cannot take them where we think we know they need to go, because they're not identifying with that. They're identifying with the personal struggle. Like I always love to use the Last Longer for Sex program I have. Last longer for sex. Do we think we all know what that means? Nope.
Well, you gotta tell me.
No man is confused about what they're buying when they hit that landing page. Last longer for sex. Okay.
I
Now,
mean, that's what I assume it is, but I'm
yeah,
not sure.
that's
With you,
exactly what it
no.
is. And so they show up, they buy the product, I start them on the path to last longer while I explain to them that they're doing it all wrong, because they're thinking they're going to last longer for something that women don't actually want. So now once they're in my ecosystem, I can go broader and deeper, no pun intended, on that. But now they're in my ecosystem. But you have to meet them with a problem is high level for them. If you're confusing people about what you're selling them or what the problem is, they're not buying. And so I think that's one of the struggles. So, okay. So we've really like you're coaching men and women at this point.
At this point, yes. I
Primarily,
very recently started with men. Yes.
yeah. So primarily women about how to leave being in that more masculine energy and understand the dance between masculine and femininity, feminine
Yes.
energy, right? That's
And
the,
energy.
yeah,
Right. Right.
absolutely. And so the struggle other than the mundane boring crap that we need to do to really create a business, what can the collective do for you? Like if you're calling out to the collective, what is it they can support you in?
Well, definitely referrals. And I find that most people today, most women, especially, and men in a different way, we're out of balance.
Mm-hmm.
We're out of balance at work. It's causing a lot of stress, burnout. That's a buzzword today.
Mm-hmm.
People are burning out at jobs. People, it's like this whole thing. And of course we are. If you're not in balance, you're going to burn out.
And
Now,
you're talking about energetic balance here.
yes,
Yeah.
because that impacts
Mm-hmm.
our
Everything.
physical body, our emotional body. You and I have talked about
Yeah.
this, right? And then the physical body is the one that burns out the way the mass media talks about it,
Yeah.
right? Which is the physical manifestation of the burnout. Um, so what I do is I help them bring that other side of themselves that they're not using, which is the one that precisely lowers their stress,
Mm-hmm.
deals with the overwhelm, and not manages, it eliminates the burnout if you do it right.
Yeah.
But it takes you out of the crisis.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice.
And
Okay.
for men, sometimes it's the opposite,
Right.
using
Right.
too much of their feminine.
So referrals for coaching clients. And do you have a book or a program? You're building a community. So, right. So your first step is the
I,
community.
I do have my website. I have Instagram. I have a stand store where all my products are today. I'm in your group also.
Yeah.
Um, and and all my social media, all my everything is under my name. So
Yeah.
you Google
Yeah.
my name and it's going to pop up everywhere.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay.
I, I do have an assessment, by the way, that is free that if
Oh,
people are interested
nice.
to figure out if this works for men or women.
Okay.
And I'm going to say something because this is tricky. The way you get the best result on the survey is if you answer not with what you think
Mhm.
you should be or what you think it's right, but what you actually do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's tricky because if you don't,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's most surveys. No, don't lean into what you wish it was like. Yeah. Okay. So leaving the our interview, any last things you want to say to the collective? Maybe it's like how you can support or anything else that you're looking for other than referrals. What do you have to say?
Well, I can support. I'm going to launch my community and it's going to be free. Anybody can come. I'm going to be interviewing people. By the way, I will contact you for that. I'm going to be interviewing people in my community because that community in particular is not about selling products. I want that community. I'm calling it we get in sync, and it's a place where I'm going to do my vision, promote my vision, which is to create a world where men and women collaborate, cooperate, and co-create their shared world together.
Yes.
And I want that community to be that place where men and women cooperate, create, co-create, share. So that is a good place to start. And it's probably going to be launching by the end of August.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing that in the collective as I'll help drop the links and everything else because that's what we're about. And that's kind of a wrap. So thank you so much, Nana. I really appreciate you being here. Always lovely. And yes, anybody that you're wondering about that whole like what the polarity, the women, feminine, masculine, what the heck does that mean? Uh, she's your person. So go check her
Okay.
out. All right, everybody. Well, I'll be back with another interview soon.